Are we rolling?
Introducing, yes, we're rolling.
Oh, wow.
Okay, my name is Karen Kress, and I am a senior at Thomas More College.
And I am Christopher Biting. I am an alumnus of Thomas More, a graduate of 2013's art program here.
Awesome. So, you're both going to be doing the artworks this year. You were hired to work on different murals over in Cincinnati. Tell us a little bit about the process of having been hired with artworks.
Well, in comparison to other jobs I've been on, I would say artwork seemed a little bit more relaxing. The way they did things, we had to fill out a resume, obviously, and send a couple of images of our work, which is the standard for anything in the art profession. So I think actually being called back in for an interview, I was a little bit relaxed because it was for an art job, and I think it's exciting that there are opportunities here in Cincinnati where you can make art and get paid to do it, and they're bringing in both teachers and youth to kind of show them what it takes to get into that profession. But as relaxing as I guess I'm saying that it was, I guess if I were to go back to the interview, I'd realize how nervous I was during it, because
it was really intense but relaxing at the same time, because it's so different from any other interview. Because the other interviews, you just walk in, you sit down, you talk, and then you leave. But with this one, it's like tons of people all in the same room, so many tables, all these different interviewers and interviewees, and you bring in, like you said, pieces of your art to show them your stuff. But that's reviewed by someone completely different than who's interviewing you. So it's like there's so much going on, but it's when you're talking to the person, it's a lot more relaxing, I guess.
What's interesting is your process was actually different than mine. So you had to go the day that they had it at 21C.
Yes.
So there was hundreds of kids and tons of
tons.
staff. But for me, mine was mostly send this over email, and they had a phone interview, and then I got called into Artworks to do a one-on-one interview, which was still a little nerve-wracking because I guess at this point I'm expected to kind of know something about what I'm doing, and I do, of course, but it was very very nerve-wracking getting that first experience. We have a great teaching staff here who, when I look back, I don't remember the grades so much, but I remember the experiences that I gained along the way and the connections that I've made. And I think that the biggest quality that I got from my education here was getting to work with teachers who, in the classroom setting, knew what they were talking about and knew how to drive their students to be the best that they could be. But at the same time, away from the classroom setting, I was getting to work on projects that they were getting paid for, and I got to see a professional setting. I got to work with Kirk Mayhew at Pyramid Hill and see how he was handling a client. And I got to work in Allison Shepard and Evan Hildebrand's studio and see how they were working and dealing with clients, and how you propose a show, how you prepare and set up a show. So I think that's really helped inform me what I do, and is allowing me to kind of handle talking to someone in a professional setting.
This past year, I had 2 classes that really helped with the whole teamwork thing. The first one, Liz taught a class that was called Drawing Installations. And what it was is, even though each of us in the class made our own little piece or made our own little design or whatever, we had to work together to make sure it was all cohesive, and we had to, think together and work really hard to find a spot, either like somewhere in Thomas More, like just anywhere around it, or just somewhere in the art department to put everything together. And that was really cool because I never really worked with a whole team art related wise. I was always just working around people, not with them. So that was really cool. And then the second one was painting special topics, and again, it was like just working alongside everybody, but even though we weren't working together on a piece, we were all helping each other like very intensely with just critiques, and if somebody needed a color, like, hey, you got that? So I know for a fact that that's going to help me a lot with Artworks, because Artworks is solely a team-oriented process.
Very much along the lines of what she was saying. I think the biggest strength that I got here was learning how to work in a team environment. So single-handedly the best experiences I had was working with Allison Shepard, Lee Schatzman, and Carolyn Wagner. We had, actually I guess they still do it now, they have the apprenticeship program. Well, we got to be the guinea pigs for that. That wasn't here. When we were here, that was Allison starting that with us, which was very interesting to get to go work in a studio but have the confidence that you are creating your own work in a setting with other people. You have to learn how to prepare it. You have to do it for a client. We had to prepare and have deadlines to have a show here. So it was interesting getting that confidence to make work that you are interested in doing with other people.